Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another video in my series on movies of the 70s. And if you haven't seen those, there's a whole playlist on me talking about movies of the 70s, which I've been going through, really enjoying it, really finding some similarities in movies that I love from the 70s. So I will leave a link to that playlist below so you can check out those older videos. But I have 5 more films and I wanted to start with this one. And I wanted to say thank you to Imprint and Viavision Entertainment for sending me a copy of this movie, Fear is the Key, which was a first-time watch for me, and I absolutely loved it. This is from Imprint. Again, I'm going to leave a link to Imprint below, who's doing a great job releasing physical media, and I absolutely love their releases. Really amazing, and this is no exception. This is just a great release. There's the front of that, and here's the back of that, listing the description and, of course, some extra features, which I'll talk about. Many things I love about Imprint, but one of them is this label up here that shows the year of the film, 1972, as well as a number, so that if you order your films in spine number order, which I do for Criterion and some other labels, including Imprint, they've got that number there for you. And this also comes with a very great box. It's inside of a box or a slipcover, and so I'll just show you the inside of that as well. This is the cover on the inside, which is different from the outer cover. And there's the back of that, listing the description as well as the extra features. And I'm going to open this up. The inside features the Blu-ray. This is a region-free Blu-ray. I believe it's region-free. So, but you can check on the website. But I was able to easily play it in my Sony US player. And there's a great picture of Barry Newman here on the front, which is great. So. I just love him as an actor, and there's so many great things about this movie. I'm going to talk about it in some detail. I'll just read the back, too, so you get a sense of what this movie is about. This is a description that's on the back of this. Following the death of his family in an airplane crash, underwater salvage expert John Talbot hatches an elaborate scheme to bring those responsible to justice. His exploits attract the attention of the criminal mastermind behind the family's demise, who hires him to recover the valuables aboard a recently crash-landed plane. This also comes with, I have to say, the 1080 high-definition presentation by Studio Canal, amazing. This film looks amazing. It's a really great transfer. There's an audio commentary by film historian Kim Newman, one of my favorites, and author Sean Hogan, and I listened to part of that as well, and it's really great. A lot of insights into the movie, as well as the source material for this movie. There's also Producing the Action, interview with associate producer Gavrik Losey from 2022, and Bayou to Bray, interviews with cast and crew featurette from 2022, as well as a trailer. Many things I love about this movie that kind of fall in line with things I love about 70s films. I love the opening establishing shots of the movie. I mean, it's really great to kind of get you into that. And of course, they do that with a number of different scenarios. I also like, along with Barry Newman, there is a performance from Ben Kingsley, who you'll remember is an amazing actor. And this is one of his early roles, it seems like, and he does a great job in it. And I thought that was really interesting to see. I hadn't really seen him in anything else. The other thing I wanted to mention, I've seen him in other movies, but later in his career, is that this is based on an Alistair MacLean novel, which is, again, new to me, although I thought it was new to me, but then I'm familiar with a lot of the films that are based on those novels. And this movie, to me, also starts off in a kind of a different way, where you may not be rooting so much for Barry Newman. He seems like a very crass character and someone that you don't want to like, and then it turns into kind of a different story, almost like a James Bond movie. It's very much of a. In the beginning, there's a great. I love car chases. There's a great car chase at the beginning of this, and then it turns into kind of a different story with some mystery, some intrigue, some surprises, which I really loved. And I found out too, and I guess I just hadn't realized this, but Alistair MacLean, there's many films based on Alistair MacLean novels, and I pulled one of them, which is my favorite, that I've talked about on the channel before, Ice Station Zebra, which I'm planning to watch tonight. It's really cold and snowy here, so I thought this would be a good movie to watch. But Ice Station Zebra, also based on an Alistair MacLean novel, and movies like Guns from Navarone and Force 10 from Navarone, also my favorites as well. So I guess I hadn't realized that the source material was Alistair MacLean, and now this is another situation where I may need to seek out those novels because I'm interested in that. So I think if you are a fan of 70s movies, this movie is now one of my new favorite films. I love the music in this too. I forgot to mention the music. So many of the films I love from the 70s, the music is so essential, and this is no exception also. I wanted to mention too, one of the other 70s films I talked about with Barry Newman is this movie, Vanishing Point. So I just really enjoy watching Barry Newman on screen, and there's the back of that one as well. And I've talked about this in another video, so check out the playlist as well. But let me just say again, thank you to Imprint and Viavision Entertainment for this copy of Fear is the Key. The cover, look at the cover art on that too, just amazing. So if you get a chance to check out Imprint Films, they're doing a lot of great work releasing physical media, and I support labels on this channel that are releasing physical media. I'm such a big fan. So thank you, Imprint, for this copy of Fear is the Key. I'm going to talk about a few more films as well that I've been watching because I'm continuing to watch these 70s movies and really enjoying them. And this next one is no exception. Really dramatic picture. We just had the Oscars just happen. This had 4 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. Norma Ray. I was a little bit upset when I got my copy, and it has this little break in it here too. But I do have the physical media, and it looks great. Sally Field, amazing in this dramatic role. And I'm going to read the back of this one as well. In an Oscar-winning performance, Sally Field is unforgettable as Norma Ray, the Southern mill worker who revolutionizes a small town and discovers a power in herself she never knew she had. Again, I don't want to spoil these movies also, so that's why I'm reading the back of the cover here. So this is what you would see if you looked at it on Amazon or any other outlet. You could read the description. Under the guidance of New York unionizer Ron Liebman, again, one of my favorite actors, really enjoy his performance in this. And with increasing courage and determination, Norma Ray organizes her fellow factory workers to fight for better conditions and wages. Beau Bridges is also in this as well. So it's based on a true story and co-starring Beau Bridges. This has a one bonus feature, the 20-minute backstory for Norma Ray. But I love this movie and highly recommend it. I saw it. I'm sure I saw it years ago in the 70s or early 80s, probably on television. But I really love this movie, and I highly recommend it if you're a fan of movies from the 70s or just movies in general. A perfect, great movie. This next one, I can't say enough great things about it. And this is a movie that I put on. When I put it on, I'm all in, and I have to watch it from beginning to end. I've seen it so many times. And it is Gene Hackman in Night Moves. Gene Hackman, one of my absolute favorite actors, not only from the 70s, but from many, many films of many decades. And, you know, a lot of people talk about Gene Hackman because he's retired. He's not working in film anymore. But I just love, I would love to see an interview with Gene Hackman as an example, but I know he's retired. We don't want to bother him, so he's on his own now. But I love his movies. Just really, really enjoy his movies. There's the back of that one. This is a Warner Archive release. This has a special feature, a vintage featurette, The Day of the Director, and a theatrical trailer. I'm going to read the back also of this one, this Warner Archive release. For those of you that may not know, Warner Archive has a storefront on Amazon. I regularly check that for new releases, and I love Warner Archive. I really enjoyed them when they had their own website, but I like that I can go see all the Warner titles and look at what's coming out. This movie is right up my alley. LA detective Harry Mosby, Gene Hackman, has problems. Missing persons and bedroom stakeouts are no match for his glory days as a pro football player. His wife is having a not-so-secret affair, and while sorting things out, he takes on the case of a runaway teenager that may be a lot more than he can handle. Director Arthur Penn, who also worked with Hackman on Bonnie and Clyde and Target, guides this spellbinding first-rate thriller where solutions to murderous riddles don't come easily. Joining Hackman and Penn are 2 actors just starting out on the road to stardom, James Woods and Melanie Griffith. The stars come out, and so does the excitement when the night moves. And I really enjoy this. Also, Gene Hackman playing chess in this movie also, which I thought was kind of a take on the title, Night Moves. There was something else I wanted to mention. Besides Arthur Penn, I really enjoyed the music in this movie, as I do often when I'm watching these movies. There's such a similarity, and perhaps it reminds me of music that was on television in the 70s or early 80s perhaps, but this is a great movie from 1975. And I forgot to mention, I think this one, Norma Ray, was from 1979. So these are, again, all movies from the 70s. Love this movie. You can still get it, Warner Archive, I believe, and this is a Blu-ray too. This last set I'm going to talk about, these are really movies that are comfort films for me, and I thought I'd talk about them. I did a couple videos talking about Peter Sellers and Blake Edwards, but I watched these movies again recently within the last month or so, and I so enjoy them. I could put them on anytime, watch them all the way through. I love these movies, and they're really, for me, quintessential films of the 70s, and that would be the Pink Panther movies, and specifically the ones that came out in the 70s. And I think these are comfort films for me too, because I saw these movies when they were in the theater, and so and I'm sure I saw them again on television after that. So this first one, and I'm going to show the back of it. This is the DVD set, but these DVDs really look good, in my humble opinion anyway. And so they're all on these separate platters here on the inside of the set. But I know there's a special set for this that's you can't really get. I don't think it's out of print, or very hard to get, or very expensive. But for me, the DVDs are just fine. As long as I have the movies and I can watch them, totally fine with me. And I would say the ones that really stick with me, A Shot in the Dark is great. I'm not such a big fan of the original Pink Panther movie, although it's good, from 1964. A Shot in the Dark is really great. I really enjoy that one from 1964. And then you're waiting until 1975 to see the return of the Pink Panther, but I think it's a great way. I must have seen this one first because I don't remember seeing A Shot in the Dark. I saw the return of the Pink Panther. And that's the one with Christopher Plummer is in that. And it's a little bit more, to me anyway, the later films in the 70s anyway, are much more, and again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I know with Blake Edwards and Peter Sellers, they had an interest in slapstick comedy. So to me, there's more slapstick comedy, more gags, more funny scenes that maybe don't even add to the story that much, but they're so entertaining. That I really like it. So I remember seeing that one, and I also remember seeing The Pink Panther Strikes Again from 1976, and then Revenge of the Pink Panther from 1978. And I'm just looking for one of the guest stars too in either of those, but I really like those. I love the interplay between Sellers and Cato, his assistant that he has, that is always testing him with various feats of strength and physical things that he does. I love that. I also love Herbert Lom. That's why I want to mention Herbert Lom. Herbert Lom is amazing as sort of the chief detective who doesn't like Clouseau or Peter Sellers, and so they have really kind of a rivalry throughout these movies that I really enjoy, and an interplay that's very entertaining. David Niven also in I guess he was in the last one, Trail of the Pink Panther, but I thought he was in one of the other ones as well. But anyway, I love these films. These are comfort films for me. So if you have a favorite comfort film, let me know in the comments below. These are movies I like to put on that kind of establish a mood, that make me feel good, and that really remind me of why I love movies so much. So let me know in the comments below if you have not only a favorite 70s movie, but a favorite comfort film, and that would be great. So I'm planning to do more of these types of videos, movies from the 70s. I love the 70s as a decade of film. Of course, I love all films, watch as many as I can. So I'll be doing more of these. Let me know also if you like these, this particular series, or maybe you'd like to see me watch another decade of film, maybe the 60s or the 50s at some point. Thanks so much for watching today. I really do appreciate all the comments and questions. Let's keep the dialogue going in the comments section below. And as always, I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.